Hey guys, it's me Sam here today with a quick video. Today we are going to talk about the Beauty Bay Love Notes palette. I've had this for about a month now and I've been playing with it and creating looks, and I'm ready to give you guys my opinion. I created 3 looks with this palette, so if you're interested in seeing that, continue watching. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Sam. I'm a makeup enthusiast and makeup is my therapy, and if you feel the same way, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can see more content with me. Alright, we're going to talk about the palettes and I will insert some swatches while I'm talking about it so you guys can see. The palette is your basic size of what you're typically used to getting from Beauty Bay. I would say that the quality of the palette is pretty on par of what they traditionally have been giving us, and it's stunning. It's beautiful. I'm super happy with the palette, and I know a lot of people were complaining along, you know, trying it out in their first impression, saying, you know, that maybe the colors don't go deep enough or whatnot, but honestly I think that the colors, you know, the few deep shades that are in here, they do go pretty deep and the quality is there. I think people just got so used to having like the really deep, like a whole palette of deep dark jewel tones, and that's all they're craving. But I feel quite happy with the fact that they're giving us a little bit of a variety. I know the palette's supposed to be a Valentine's Day palette, but to be honest, I think this is a great spring palette in general, and it retails for $18. It initially sold out very quickly, and so that's why I didn't jump on the bandwagon to make a video right up front, but it has restocked and I think it's definitely worth picking up before they do discontinue the palette if you are interested in the palette. I'm going to get into the tutorials and I'm just going to do them a little bit differently. I'm just going to put some soft music over it and you guys will see me create the 3 looks. There is a look that I created a look initially with these purple shades here. Then the second look is more staying in the neutral shades, and then I think I did pop into this as well to kind of go with this darker shade. And then for today's look we stayed in the pinks. So I wanted to kind of create some 3 distinct looks so that you can kind of see what the variety is, and then also just on my complexion, because a lot of YouTubers here are of a little bit of a fairer complexion, and so I want to kind of offer you that variety. So let's get into the tutorials. So the first shade we're going in here is the shade Lavender, and it's a cool tone purple. It does appear slightly chalky, but in person I have to say it looks a lot more true to color to what's in the pan than it does on camera. I think the lights kind of wash it out quite a bit, but it does apply pretty evenly, and if I was wearing pastels I'd probably wear this more likely as a lid shade, but it's not bad. You can see it here up close. The next shade we're going into is the shade Lilac, and you can see when I apply it that it is warmer and it blends really easily. It's very creamy eyeshadow. Alright, then we're gonna go into the shade Glove, which is a darker purple. It's one of the deeper shades in the palette. And I'm just kind of flicking it outwards to kind of create like a wing effect to the shadow. I didn't have any problems laying this over the pastel shade. I didn't feel like it muted the shadow at all. I have a bunny running around my feet right now, so if you hear any scurrying about, that's what that is. So I'm just continuing to build this up in the crease. You can see where my eyes kind of have that crease. I always have to work a little harder to get the shadow in there. Now we're going to go into the shade Princess, which is a really beautiful like dual chrome shadow. It's like a purple to silver shift. Really, really beautiful. And I'm just taking that all over the lid with my finger. That's my preferred way of applying a shimmer shadow, is with my fingers. Then I'm taking the shade Pillow, and that's more of a like taupey lavender shade. It's really, really pretty, and I kind of just put that in my inner corner, and then I, softly brush it up and blend it into the shade Princess. Here's the final look, and I was quite happy with this look. It was fun, really made me feel like I stood out, and yeah, I enjoyed wearing this all day long. In the next look, I'm using the shade Corset in the crease. This shade is pretty much my exact skin tone, so it really doesn't show too much on my skin, but I'm just layering it up and kind of seeing how it applies. I can tell it's going on really smoothly. It's just not doing very much for my, skin tone at all. I'm gonna mix it in with Mahogany and kind of see if that can give me kind of more of a mid-tone crease shade to put in there. Right away I can see like this is a color that I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna continue that mixture there in the crease. I'm just trying to create this look to be more of a neutral look, keep it nice and easy, soft and everyday. I'm going to go back into Mahogany and kind of just deepen the outer corner just a bit to create more depth. But we're just staying in that little sweet spot of the palette to kind of keep it neutral. As you can see there, I had a little bit of fallout, but it was easy to brush away. Now we're going to the shade Cotton. We're just going to keep this an all matte look, and I'm just using that as a lid shade. And I'm going to take a shimmer here, the shade Chandelier, and we're just going to put that in the inner corner. It is a gold shadow, but it has like a slight iciness to it, which is kind of unique. And that is the final look. Keeping it pretty neutral, everyday kind of wear, basic, whatever you want to call it. But now we're getting into the pink part of the palette. The first shade I'm going into is Handkerchief. In the palette, it looks like a kind of bright pink shade. Kind of reminds me of Barbie. It does give some color on my lid, but not very much. But as you can tell, I don't use a primer that necessarily intensifies shades, so I'm not expecting it to really give a bright punch, considering that my skin tone is, you know, just slightly darker than the shade itself. Now we're gonna go into the shade Ruby, which is really deep. One of the darker shades in the palette. And in case you're curious, we're gonna create kind of a halo look. So as you can see, I'm just, you know, doing the inner corner, the outer corner, and then kind of sweeping it across the top. And then we're gonna take the shade Bellini and we're gonna put that all over the center of the lid. Again, using my finger, it's my preferred method of applying shimmer shadows. And then I'm also using that shade in my inner corner. And that's it. This is the final look. So if you stayed this long in the video, you've watched all 3 of my looks, and I just want to say thank you so much for spending your time with me here on my channel. As far as the palette goes, I definitely think it's worth it, and I kind of mentioned it in the beginning of the video, my review, because I know that not everybody's here for the tutorials. They just want the details of the palette itself. I will insert the swatches once more just so that you can kind of get another glance at them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. The palette is definitely worth it. I did pick up the new ones that they just came out, the green one, the blue one, the red one, and so once I get those in the mail, I'll start playing with them, and then I will have another video for you guys. So thank you again for watching my video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and love you. Bye.